we kind of had the basics of alignment, let's talk about the first exercise in our reboot. This first one is what I like to call a dome calf stretch. Now this is going to be a little different than the calf stretches you might be used to doing as part of your normal stretching routine, in that we are going to actually stretch the hamstrings and the calf muscle as we would use them through our gait cycles. So as we would use them as we were walking. A lot of the times we are so tight in the back of our calves here and on the back of our hamstrings that we end up having this really short gait cycle even though you don't notice it. And we're kind of like using our body to catch ourselves, the front of our body to catch ourselves as we kind of fall forward as we're walking, instead of really having what we call a good anterior push-off, where we're using the back side of our body and our glutes to control the movement of our stretch. So what you're going to need, if you have access to one of these awesome little, you can see them, it's a foam roller like cut in half, this is the best. However, I realize most of us don't have access to this. And so, a rolled yoga mat, sorry as I cover my face, a rolled up yoga mat will be great for this. So I like to do these, before I unroll my yoga mat for like a daily practice. Then I'll do my calf stretches first. I'm going to use the dome today so you guys can kind of see the extreme. But go ahead, if you don't have a yoga mat, get a big like beach towel or some kind of like a regular bath towel. Fold it up a couple times and roll it so it's nice and thick, because you want to, it's going to smush down when you step on it, and you want as much height as you can get. So if we take our rolled mat or our half dome, and what I want you to do is take your inside foot, so have your outside foot on the end of it so it would be free to swing. Take the inside foot, I want you to put the ball of the foot on top of that dome and drop down your heel. Now get yourself into that alignment. So look at that foot before you step forward, kind of aim back here. Make sure that the foot on the dome is in a nice parallel stance. Take your other foot, and what we're going to do now is slowly walk up, but you only want to walk up as far as you can, that you're in that good vertical alignment. Here we can drop our ribs and we hold it here. What we don't want is to step so far forward that we're now, see how my body's pitched forward? We don't want to do that, okay? So it may seem like, for me, like I have really tight hamstrings, and so this is it for me, okay? And that's okay too. We meet our bodies where they are, and what we're working on is releasing the tightness in the places so that we can encourage those muscles to start working and supporting our bodies again. So you're literally just gonna hold it here. Make sure this back leg is nice and, the standing leg is nice and straight. You don't want to bend your knee. You can. It stretches a different muscle called the soleus, which is underneath that our normal calf muscle, which is the gastrocnemius, sorry. But what we want to do is, if we straighten that leg, we get the hamstrings. When we bend the leg, we take the hamstrings out of it. That's why the stretch isn't quite as intense. When we straighten that leg, hamstrings are now engaged and being stretched. So we hold it for 30 to 60 seconds, working up, and then you can switch sides. So again, finding that nice good alignment of the foot, your nice hip width apart, and then gently stepping forward and making sure that alignment. See, if you can see, my body is pitched forward a little bit, and in this case that's okay. Okay, we're going to be working to strengthen our bodies to get us back up here. What we don't want to do necessarily, even I'm pitched forward here, is to bring our ribs up to make our bodies stand upright. It's okay in this case to have a little bit of that forward pitch. So again, 30 to 60 seconds. And then you can kind of shake it out. I like to do this a few times during my day, but the most important times to do this are after you've done something like a workout, after you've been running or walking. If you've been sitting for a long period of time, it's really good to do this exercise after that. You want to be able to stretch out that, remember, the back side of the body that's been kind of contracted and overused a little bit.